Greg Biffle's plane was falling. The instruments screamed danger. And yet, he didn't call Mayday. Just seconds separated him from disaster. What happened next will shock every NASCAR fan and anyone who's ever flown in a small plane. For those who don't know, Greg Biffle is a legend in the world of NASCAR. A fierce competitor on the track. He's known for his skill and composure under pressure, but the race of his life wouldn't happen on asphalt. It would happen tens of thousands of feet in the air. It started like any other day. A routine flight in his small private plane. The skies were clear. The journey familiar. But calm skies can be deceptive. Without warning, the plane began to shake violently. It wasn't just turbulence. Something was wrong. The smooth hum of the engine sputtered, coughed, and then fell eerily quiet. It was a routine flight, until the engine started failing, and the altimeter began dropping faster than anyone expected. Inside the cockpit, chaos erupted. Alarms bloodied, red lights flashed across the console. The plane was in a rapid, uncontrolled descent. Biffle, an experienced pilot, immediately began running through emergency procedures. He checked the fuel, the hydraulics, anything to get the engine to respond. But nothing worked. The ground was rushing up to meet him. And this is where the story takes a chilling turn. Every pilot is trained to do one thing above all else in a life-or-death situation. Call Mayday. It's the universal distress signal that alerts air traffic control, clears the airwaves, and scrambles emergency services. A Mayday call is your lifeline. It saves precious seconds, guiding rescuers to your exact location. But, for reasons we're still piecing together, Greg didn't. And that silence in the sky would change everything. The seconds ticked by, each one feeling like an eternity. With no help on the radio, it was just him against the plane, against gravity, against time itself. Why no Mayday call? Was it the intense focus on flying the plane? An attempt to troubleshoot until the last possible moment? We may never know for sure, but what we do know is that Biffle was completely on his own. He grabbed the controls, fighting the aircraft with every ounce of his strength. His mind raced, calculating trajectories, looking for any possible place to land. His internal struggle must have been immense. The primal fear of falling, mixed with the intense focus of a professional driver. It was a battle of sheer will. He had to wrestle the failing aircraft, pull up from the dive, and stabilize it just enough to regain some semblance of control. Below him, trees, power lines, and buildings were a deadly maze. One wrong move, and it would all be over. He was manually flying a metal glider, a broken machine that wanted to plummet straight to the earth. Somehow, through pure skill and instinct, he managed to level the wings. He wrestled the nose up, slowing the terrifying descent. He spotted a stretch of open ground, not an airport, not a runway, just a chance. This was Italiano. There would be no second tries. He aimed for the clearing, his hand steady on the yoke, despite the adrenaline coursing through his veins. The plane skimmed over the treetops, the sound of wind rushing past the cockpit a deafening roar. Every second was a victory. The plane touched down. Hardened, it skidded, it bounced, but it stayed in one piece. The landing was shaky, but he was alive. The seconds, without a Mayday call, could have been fatal, but somehow, Greg Biffle made it. The plane was damaged, the ordeal terrifying, but he had walked away. Greg Biffle survived. The plane crash ended in a moment of sheer relief, a narrow escape that could have gone so very differently. One decision, one missed Mayday call, one incredible act of piloting, almost changed everything. If this story of survival against all odds amazed you, be sure to like and subscribe for more incredible stories. Thanks for watching.